Hello, my name is Erin Jordan and I'll be presenting my project on inhalants. So to begin, let's discuss what are inhalants. Inhalants are easy to remember because they're named after their main route of administration, which is inhaling. Inhalants are generally volatile substances that produce chemical vapors that can be inhaled to induce a psychoactive effect. All that this means is that when inhaled, the user gets high. Inhalants include aerosols, gases, and nitrites that can be found in household, industrial, or medical products. There is no therapeutic classification or pharmacological classification, except in the case of inhalants that include nitrites. Nitrites have a therapeutic classification. They work as a vasodilator, and they have a pharmacological classification in which they are used to treat chest pains and hypertension. In the image to the right, I've included some household items that are commonly abused in order to get high, including Sharpies, glue, and paint thinners, just to name a few. How do inhalants work? So, volatile inhalants produce similar stimulus effects as gamma aminobutyric acid, which are GABA, and specifically, I'm referring to GABA A receptors, which are major inhibitory neurotransmitters, and it works by reducing the activity at the receptors located on the neurons. This makes it less likely to release action potential. This is important because it depresses the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. On the other hand, nitrite inhalants produce their effects by causing non selective relaxation of smooth muscle, including vasodilation. So, nitrite inhalants have a major effect on cardiovascular systems, while volatile inhalants have an effect on the nervous system. So, the population that is most at risk for inhalant abuse is adolescents. The reason being is that they are cheap and easy to buy, and they're legal since they're found in household items not intended for abuse. If a child comes out of a store or an adolescent comes out of a store buying an aerosol deodorant, the cashier's first instinct probably wouldn't be to assume that this child is trying to get high. Signs of abuse that medical practitioners use include a chemical smell on the breath, because when large amount of toxic fumes are inhaled, the way that they get out of the body is through exhaling, and that can leave a chemical smell on the breath. Also, a chemical smell on clothing. Slurred speech, nausea, loss of appetite, and disorientation are also common. At the bottom of the slide, I've included two graphs. The first graph being of teens who've admitted to inhalant abuse when they were asked the last time they engaged in inhalant abuse. This graph includes their responses, and the second graph includes the past year inhalant use, in 2014 by males and females, and the percentage of those who have used them. Yes, the graph is a little old. Okay, so short-term effects of inhalants can include euphoria, similar to alcohol intoxication, that is followed by drowsiness and lightheadedness. Nausea, vomiting, dizziness, impaired judgment, lethargy, and muscle weakness can also occur. And in large amounts inhaled, unconsciousness can occur. On the other hand, in inhaled nitrites, short-term effects include increased heart rate, hypotension, sweating, dizziness, and headaches for minutes after inhalation. Long-term abuse can lead to dependency, which is really rare, along with withdrawal symptoms, cardiac arrhythmias leading to cardiac arrest, brain damage, liver and renal damage, and lung problems can also occur long term. Death from inhalants can include sudden sniffing death, which can occur after one single use of inhalants. Also, asphyxiation from toxic fumes replacing oxygen in the lungs can occur. To the right, I've included a graphic of the different systems that are affected by inhalant abuse. Okay, So here I've included some fun facts about inhalants, or at least information I thought was pretty interesting involving inhalants. Where the first one I found interesting was the most common forms of inhalants abuse, including airplane glues, nail polish removers, and paint sprays, have effect on dopamine receptors. This was found through tests on animals because, as of right now, inhalants do not have clinical studies on humans because of ethical dilemmas. Most highs last for seconds, and I found this interesting because you would think with all the negative effects outweighing the positive effects, why would anyone want to get high on something that only lasts for a few seconds? A third thing I found interesting were nitrous oxide or laughing gas is found in whipped cream containers. I've also included some links to some videos I found interesting, and they're both pretty short, less than 10 minutes, and it includes experiences of those who have been affected by inhalant addiction or have actually had an inhalant addiction. All right, so these are my references, and this concludes my presentation on inhalants. Thank you for listening.